If you want to land more jobs through Upwork and make more money through the platform, you have to find a way to stand out amongst all the other applicants on the platform. That is essentially the recipe for success on Upwork. And in this video, I'm going to go through 6 things that are going to help you stand out amongst all the other freelancers on Upwork and help you land more clients consistently. Now, the first tip I'm going to give you is to improve your cover letter, because everybody right now uses the same generic cover letter. So let me show you an example of what this can look like in practice. And this is a cover letter template that you can just adjust 1 or 2 things and tailor it to that specific client. So your project sounds exciting, and I understand how tough it can be to find the right skill set specialist. Someone reliable, motivated, and ready to get the job done right from the start. Unlike others who juggle too many clients and go quiet for a few days, I focus on a smaller, select group of clients. This allows me to work closely with you, ensuring we achieve the results you want without unnecessary stress. If you're looking for a dedicated, dependable partner to take on this project off your plate and get it done right, then let's chat. Here's how we can get started. Number 1, send me a message on WhatsApp. Number 2, we'll schedule a call to discuss the details. And number 3, on the call, we'll dive deeper into your project and plan the next steps. Looking forward to hearing from you. I personally, if I'm going to post a job on Upwork looking for a specialist, would prefer this cover letter than somebody who just says that I've been doing this for 17 years and I've worked with this company, this company, this company. This just seems more authentic, and it allows you to stand out slightly more than everybody else. So that would be my first tip, is make the cover letter about the client rather than just talking about me. Because if they want to find out about you, they can go onto your profile where you have information about yourself. Now, the second tip I'm going to give you is to use Loom. Now, it doesn't mean that you need to make a Loom video every single time you apply to a job on Upwork. You can do what I do, which is record one very convincing, very compelling Loom video where you introduce yourself. You can start off the video with something along the lines of, hey, I just came across your Upwork job proposal and I believe my skills are perfectly suited for exactly what you're looking for. And then just proceed to talk a little bit about yourself, your experience, your portfolio in that Loom video. Now, the Loom video should only be 2-3 minutes long maximum, but you only need to film it once. And once it's filmed, let's say you're reaching out to 10 contracts on Upwork today and you're applying to 10 different jobs, you can upload that same Loom video 10 different times and then make sure the title of each Loom video matches the title of the Upwork job. That way it gives off the impression that you made that video specifically for that job, and the hirer will think no different. They're going to think that you made that video for them. So it's kind of like a way of making them think you made it personalized and made a personalized Loom video for them when you really didn't. And this is a tip that I have used consistently over the past 16 months, and it's consistently gotten me messages that of people basically saying, hey, thank you for making that Loom video for me. I appreciate it. Are you free for a call? I get that message almost every single day. So this method of using Loom really works, and you only need to make it once. So I highly advise you guys do that. The third tip I'm going to give you is, once they message you, your focus should be one thing, and it's to get them on a call. Now, if you're shy and you don't want to have many sales calls every day, then that's fine, but I promise you're missing out on a lot of potential money on the table, because by getting on a call with them and introducing yourself professionally and letting them know that you clearly are the right person for the job, you're not only going to land more jobs, but you're going to be able to charge a much higher rate for your services. People aren't willing to pay £1,500 a month retainer through Upwork if they haven't met you. By getting on a sales call, you have the opportunity to showcase your expertise, talk about yourself, understand the client's problem, and ask the right questions. So that's a massive, massive plus. So I highly advise your main focus when people message you on Upwork and clients respond to you is to get them on a call. And this brings me on to the fourth thing. Let's say you've been successful in getting them on a call and now you have your sales call in about 30 minutes. How are you going to approach it? Well, I'll tell you what has worked for me. I'm sure there's a million different ways to approach this, and I'm in no way a sales expert, but I can guarantee you that this methodology has consistently landed me clients every single month. I always approach meetings the exact same way. First of all, you obviously want your camera turned on. Don't jump into the call with just audio. Turn your camera on, show your face, be friendly, and make sure that you smile. Always start the call with a bit of small talk. Something along the lines of, hey, where are you calling from? What's the weather like there? What time is it locally? Make a little joke. Just make sure that you start off the call with some form of small talk. Don't dive right into business, because you're trying to create a connection with them. Because if you create a connection with them, believe me, they'll be more likely to work with you. Then be the one to jump into the business conversation. So after you finish the small talk, make sure that you're the one to start talking about business rather than them. I always found that allows you to control the meeting a lot better. And so once you finish the small talk, say something along the lines of, so yeah, let's dive into it. I've just read your Upwork job proposal in depth and I understand you are looking for and then finish a sentence. I definitely think I can help with that. Tell me a bit more about your problem. That's the best way to start off the conversation around business. And always make sure that you're the first one to do that. And essentially your job now for the remainder of the call is to listen to their problem and make it clear that you're competent enough to understand their problem and ask the right questions. So if they're experiencing problems with their Facebook ads and they tell me that, hey, I'm just not getting the results that I wanted, well, I'll ask questions like, well, how much have you spent on Facebook ads? What's your click-through rate on the campaign? What kind of ads have you been running? What's your campaign setup? Is it a lead generation campaign? Is it a conversion campaign? These questions make it clear to them that I know what I'm talking about because I'm in the industry. And essentially asking the right questions is going to be the backbone of whether you close this client. Asking the right questions can make you seem more competent and more experienced than just saying, hey, I've done this for 7 years and this is my background. By asking the right questions, you clearly know what you're talking about. So make sure throughout the remainder of the call, it's them talking about their problem and you countering with questions about that problem. And the better the questions, the more likely they're going to want to work with you. Another tip I'll give you when conducting the sales calls is try and throw in a compliment about their business. They love it. Everybody has an ego and they want to feel that the business they're running is fantastic. So if they've sent you their website URL during the call and you've gone through it and you're asking the right questions, maybe just mention, hey, I think this website is really brilliantly done, by the way. Was it yourself that did it or did you get somebody else to do it? This allows you to create a bond. It allows them to, stroke their ego a little bit, which puts them in a better mood and more likely to be able to be closed by the end of the call. And this has worked very well for me. And you don't have to lie about it. Sometimes I'm on a call with a client and I'm really impressed with how their website looks, or I'm really impressed with the way they've structured their Facebook campaigns, Instagram posts, whatever it is. Find something that you believe is actually impressive about their business and mention it. Now, at a certain point in the meeting, you are going to have to tell them about your experience, right? But I normally do this after they've talked about their problem and we've discussed their problem and I've asked questions and I fully understand what their issue is. I will start off with, well, I completely understand what your problem is. Let me just tell you a bit about myself and my background so I can properly introduce myself. My name is Ali. I've been a Facebook ad specialist for 7 years. I started off with an e-commerce background and that's how I got into Facebook ads. And over the years, I've worked with all types of clients in different industries, including company A, company B, company C. You get the point. But just, have it very short and condensed and make it not last more than 30, 40 seconds. And then once you've, shared your experience, then go back to the next steps, right? Say something along the lines of, so I definitely think I can solve this problem for you. Let me tell you about the next steps of how I onboard my clients, right? That's what I usually say. And so essentially, you've made the whole call about them, their problem. You understand their problem. They understand that you understand their problem. And now you're going to basically just introduce yourself and tell them a bit about your expertise just at the end to solidify that you are the right person for that project. Now, if you want to see an example and see me close a £1,000 a month client live, I do have a lot of sales calls recorded. So just comment down below if you want me to post that on YouTube so you can watch exactly how I conduct it. And hopefully that will help you guys with your sales calls. Now, the fifth tip I'm going to give you is to make sure that after each and every sales call, you put that potential client's name into an Excel sheet, right? I basically have a lead sheet, which is every single person I've ever had a call with through Upwork, right? I make sure that I put their name, I put information about what I said on the call, what their problem is, how I communicate with them. Is it through Upwork Messenger or do I have their email or their WhatsApp, whatever it is. Just make sure that you organize this, because by having a lead sheet, then the clients that didn't, the potential clients that didn't turn into clients, you can then chase up with them weeks later, right? Which is really, really, really important. There's been so many times where I've had a call with a client, a potential client, and I thought that they were going to turn into an official client and I didn't hear back from them. But then 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 weeks later, I followed up with them and lo and behold, they turned into a paying client. But if you don't follow up with them, they won't turn into a paying client. And that's why it's so important to organize your leads. I'll give you a template Excel sheet down below that you can download for completely free, which is basically how I orchestrate my leads. And I'll show you how my document looks as an example on the screen to make things a lot easier. But it's super simple and it only takes a matter of seconds, but I promise you that it increases the amount of money you make because it makes sure that you follow up with your leads. And the sixth and final one is pretty obvious, and I'm sure a lot of you guys probably already do this, and it's request reviews. You wouldn't believe how much of an impact a positive review can have on your profile. It is literally like a lottery ticket. Every additional review you get means that your profile looks a lot better, means that Upwork knows that you're the real deal and they're going to push you out more. You're going to get more job invites, and you're basically going to have much more success on Upwork. A lot of people find it very difficult to get their first client successfully through the platform of Upwork because they have no reviews. But once you start getting reviews, it becomes so much easier to close more and more clients. I absolutely assure you this is an essential one. So at the end of every working relationship with a client, when you know the project has come to an end, assuming that you're confident that the client is satisfied with your work, be sure to ask them to leave a review on your profile and tell them that it would mean a lot to you and it will help your growth on Upwork. Just be completely transparent with them, because that's what I've done. And almost every single time I've ever asked, they always leave a review immediately, and a 5-star review will make a massive impact for you. So that's the 6th and final tip, and I highly recommend you follow that one. Now guys, I know some of the things I've gone through are pretty self-explanatory, but these 6 tips, you'd be so surprised how many freelancers on Upwork don't utilize them. It's so important, number one, to have your cover letter on top of its game, to utilize Loom videos because it will allow you to stand out amongst everybody else, to make sure that you get potential clients on a meeting rather than just chat to them through the messenger on Upwork. And once you're on the sales call, make sure you have a very good structure, because it's going to help you close clients through this process. And after every single call, make sure you track them with your lead Excel sheet and then request a review at the end. Super simple, but you'd be so surprised how many people don't take advantage of these obvious things. It can massively impact your Upwork profile and your success on the platform. And so I hope you found it useful. Now guys, if any of you would like to have a one-to-one call with me to discuss how I can support you with your Upwork growth, there's a link down below to a website and a company called upmatch.io. If you'd like, you can book in a call with me with no obligation, and we can speak with each other there. So any other questions, feel free to comment it down below. I'll make sure I read all the comments and help you guys as much as I can. All the best, and I'll see you in the next one.